like we tried with an examples like print of 10 by 0. So when I execute here, and the program will terminate immediately whenever you get error at the time of execution. That is called runtime error. That runtime error we can call it as exception. So let's say a into a equal to 10, b equal to 20, c a plus b. So print of c. But when I use print of 10 by 0, then let's say string equal to India. Okay, print of type of string, and as it is, you can say print of string. So what will happen here? So this will execute top lines will be executed, but occurs at the time of execution here that fifth line, and above 4 lines will be executed and return the output here, and sixth and seventh line will not be executed. Just clearly understand this. So I have total 7 lines. 7 lines out of 4 lines executed, and it is printing the output at fourth line, that is 30, and fifth line is getting an error that is not moving. The terminating because of runtime error execution. So that runtime error we can call it as an exception. So we are getting zero division error exception that is going to stop this program, even though all the lines are very clear, all the code is very clear, but because of this is not moving. That means sixth, seventh line, those are not able to execute. So to avoid this, we have a solution, that is exception handling, right? So how we are going to do exception handling? The same example you take, wherever you are going to get an error, there you can use try, and then that next line, wherever you are getting that line, you need to use it. So which error you are going to get it, you can type except which error, that is which exception, that is zero division error. Okay, so then after, what we are going to do, print of division by 0 is not possible. Okay, so after that, rest of the lines, see now 13, rest of the line that we have handled successfully. This is called exception handling. Exception handling. Okay, then after that, remaining lines will be executed. So that was the discussion that we have. So we can write in another way also, like you can see here. For example, instead of here 0, if you use, now even though we have exception handling is done, still programming is not continuing. What is the reason here? Tell me. We have handled successfully, but still this line is not executed. What is the problem? Tell me. What is the problem that here, even though we have handled successfully, but here that program is terminating itself, and this is not printing? What is happening here? What do you understand in the chat box, all of you? What is happening? What do you understand? Are you getting my voice? Are you getting my voice? Then I'm asking what is happening, your own analysis. So that is okay. We have handled exception handling is done, but still it's not it's not executing other lines. What do you understand about from this? It's very simple topic here. I need to check how you are going to do this, all of you. So few people missed today. Please, when you are listening this class, you understand our classes are very important. Okay. So if you take care of your attendance carefully. So now what happened here? We got the error is type error, but we are handling here zero division error, right? Got my point? That is the reason we are getting that exception is not true. Okay, now I have done. So what you will do, please type input correctly. So when I execute now, yes, it is showing that. Now this line is executed, typo error is coming, and here, and then next lines executed. Fine. Same way, you can use another method also, not a problem. So here what happened, whenever you are doing like typo error as error message, you can give. Whenever you are doing print statement, right? Okay. So you can give error message. That is also you will get. Please type input correctly. So you will get error name also. So whatever you are getting this error, right? That error will display here itself. So along with the error message and the exception, we can write both. So how we will do? Except typo error, error message. Okay. But what is happening, sir, I am getting two errors here, not only one. So in this case, what you will do? Just see here. I'm going to give an example. Let's say name equal to Arjun. Print off and then type also. Type of name. Now after that you can give print also, not a problem. Print of name. Okay. So try x integer of input of, carefully understand, okay? Enter the first number, okay? Then y equal to integer of input of, enter the second number. Fine. So except, now we are getting suppose zero division error. So you can use this zero division error. Except zero division error. You can write it here. Print of division by zero is not possible in Python, not only some anywhere. Okay. Now here, let's say a equal to print of a and print of something you have program type of a. When I execute now, it is asking third line. It is asking fourth line. First number 20, second number division, that is 2. Now we don't have any problem, so you can write it output also. Print of x by y, you know that. So 20, then 10. So you are getting output is 2.0, and there is no error. That's why it is going to get it here. Now same thing you can execute. Now it is 20 and second one is 0. Now extra line in the output, division by 0 is not possible in Python, but here we are not getting. Here we are getting because it is giving exception and handling here. Okay, same thing you take. Now what will happen, you understand. So now 20, now you can give capital letter A. Now here you are getting value error, but we have handled 0 division error. We have not handled value error. So we are getting another error now. So in this case, what you will do? Again, so what you will do? Okay, you instead of this, maybe people will confuse. I'm writing here. In the above example, we have handled only 0 division error or exception, but not value error. Okay, so we need to handle both. Now how we can handle now multiple? So copy, and you can take it again, another except block. Now you can take it here, value error, then colon. Now print off, please pass correct inputs. So this is the handle. Now what happened, you see? Well, first I am telling, whenever I'm 10 by 2, so no exception, all programs are executed. Now 10 by 0 division error is also handling. Now same program. Now let's see 10, then A. So now please pass the correct inputs. So in this example, if you get 0 division error, it is handling. If you get value error, it is handling. So if you want to handle multiple errors, you can give multiple excepts also, and whenever you get that error, then it is going to handle automatically. But sir, I don't want for every exception, I don't want different message, but you can give only one message also. So that message is, you can just understand this program and remove this. Now here what I am doing, except, okay, except 0 division error, then value error. You can pass n number of errors also. 2 errors I am making here, and error message. Okay, So here, what is the error message I am passing for? Now, exception successfully, and you can see, so this is also one way. So I'm giving 10 by 0. What happened? Exception handled successfully division by 0 if it is division by 0. Now same thing, 10 by a. Now exception handled successfully, that is invalid letter for, means it is value error. So we can handle it either multiple excepts like this, except 0 division error, except value error, whatever. N number of excepts you can use it, not a problem. Because if you are using multiple excepts for getting multiple customer messages, multiple error messages. But here a number of errors we can handle, but only one message with error name. Okay, different types of error names we can. So this is how we can understand. Sir, if I get so many errors, so till now are you clear how to handle like multiple excepts or multiple exceptions? All of you. Sorry. Okay. So now what you need to know? What you need to do? Except 0 division error, value error. Okay, sir, we will get so many errors. Then I don't want to do everything. I don't know which error will come. See, there are so many like many errors, exceptions will be there. I'm not expecting only 2 errors, right? I'm expecting so many errors. So I don't know which error also will come. Then unnecessary I'm handling also, it's waste of time. So that is the reason I want whatever the exception. So you can write it also. So we can't assume which exception will be occurred at the time of execution, and we cannot do exception handling for all the exceptions in a single program by passing more excepts. Okay, that is also not possible now, but we can pass one default statement for all type of exceptions in Python. Okay, that is possible. Read it very carefully, guys. We can assume, we cannot assume which exception will be occurred at the time of execution. When you are running a program, don't know which error you are getting. How many errors also you don't know. We cannot do exception handling for all the exception in a single program by passing multiple excepts. So we should not do like this by passing multiple excepts and all, because we don't know which error is coming, and we can't handle it all type of errors unnecessarily. But we have an option. We can pass one default statement for all type of exceptions, whatever it is occurred. We can pass the default statement. That default statement will help us to understand, to handle it any type of error at the time of execution. At the time of execution. Okay, so what will happen? Let's see. Now, so we have same example you take. Okay, now I am using one of the concept, that is except. So there except, one second. So we'll take it here. Okay. So I have done only exception, only zero division error I accepted. I have done this. Now except, only except. Okay, only except. Now you can say default message. Default message. Okay, default message means on default message running program without any block or without any error, without any exception error. So this is the statement I have written. So what happened now? I have done only zero division error. Zero division error means, now let's see, 10 by 0. So that is not a problem now. Zero division is not a problem. Okay. Now same thing. Now we have handled only 0 by division error. Now I am using A. A means other one. What happened now? A means it is value error, but we don't know that error, right? That's why it is printing this running program without any exception error, and it is going here. Got my point? N number of exceptions it is occurred. If that is not the zero division error, then it will print this message. So that is where you can say you can use try except exception name 1, except exception name 2. N number you can, n number of exceptions you can pass it. Okay, and finally you use only except. That's all. No need of exception. That is default. It will consider default. Got my point? Okay. So which means multiple exceptions you can able to pass. Are you clear up to this statement? Everybody in the chat box. All of you. Try multiple exceptions and exceptions, that is default statement. Okay. Those who are practicing regularly, those people can understand. Other people, that's up to you how you can handle it. Okay. So now, and one of the important thing is Is it clear now?
This conference will now be recorded.
Don't worry, guys. Only for today. From Monday, I have Wi-Fi connections due to some atmosphere, and this is not connected actually. Okay, don't worry. So now, finally, it's a keyword. Finally, we'll execute after every try and except block. So some people will ask, can finally will execute before try and block, try and except block? No. Okay, got my point? And also, so now whenever you are using finally, right? Finally will execute. Finally will execute after successful or not successful. Not successful. Got my point? So it doesn't matter. Finally doesn't matter about successful and not successful execution. Okay, not finally will execute after successful or not successful execution of try, catch, or try. So not catch, only accept. Try and except block. If block terminates, finally will execute. If block will give correct results without any error, again finally will execute. So finally always will execute. That is the last line you need to understand. Finally always will execute. Got my point? So that is what we need to understand. Finally statement only for confirmation purpose. So now let me try this example, then finally, okay, then print off this code handled exceptions correctly, just for understanding. Okay, just now let's see. Now first one, guys, carefully understand. 10 by 2, there is no exception. There is no exception, but finally is executed or not? Yes or no in the chat box. This code handle exception correct, just some default statement. Okay, yes, first point it came. Second one, execute one more time. So now again I'm passing 10 by 0, execute. 0 division error is coming or not? Along with that finally is coming or not? Yes. So it is executing even though exception handling or not? Are you clear? Are you clear now till this point? Okay, coming to any other error also, let's see. So when I execute 10 by a default statement, default message also coming, and you are getting finally. So finally will come every time. Try except block successful or not successful. Finally will give you the one defined message. Doesn't matter whether it is a success or failure. Finally will just print out. That's all. Wherever you write, finally will print out. Are you clear? Are you clear about try except finally? All of you. Without any confusion, are you clear? Clear? Okay. So if not clear, just try to write 5 to 6 examples by your own. Then you will get to know a clear picture. So now we have important topic is user defined exceptions. User defined exception. First of all, if somebody will ask types of exceptions, so some people will write types of exceptions. When you go and see now, types of exceptions are types of runtime errors. So I will tell like this. One is predefined runtime errors also, and second one is user defined. Predefined exceptions and user defined exceptions. Predefined exception means already Python is printing. Okay, what are the predefined exceptions here? As you said, like value error 0, division error, name error. Okay, something like index error. There are hundreds of errors will be there. Just it's your own talent how you can understand. Okay, then you can say key error. Okay, then attribute error or file not found error. Okay, and somewhere attribute error. So when you get real time, you have to do some analysis also. Import error. Okay, and these are different types of errors will be there. Okay, if you go on thousands of errors, but you what you need to do, you cannot handle all the exceptions, you cannot by heart all the exceptions, you need to know how to handle the exception. That's all. That's why we can call it as exception handling class. If you know exception handling, whatever error you are getting, you are handling simple way. That is the predefined exceptions. Now when you go for user defined exceptions, okay, who is the user? Developer. Who is the user? Developer. So developer is going to create his own exceptions. Got my point? By creating our own exceptions, we are going to display our exceptions. So here you see now wherever you go in the red color you see this. Okay, you red color this value error. These are predefined exceptions. Python is building their own exceptions. But as programmer or developer, same way we are raising the exceptions. Okay. Okay. It is also called as own or you can say as it is also called as We are going to design it. We are going to design or we are going to design our customized exceptions. Okay. So whenever we are going to do this, then we will use rise. We will use a rise keyword to generate defined exceptions. The most important topic. In the real time also we are going to do our own design exceptions. Okay. So how we will do that? We will use rise keyword for user defined exceptions in the try block statement. Okay. So what, but we will create a class, and in that we will pass that. Okay. By creating class, then we can generate user defined exceptions. So now let's see, guys. I am taking one example, class Arjun exceptions. Somewhere you can pass here exception keyword, any argument that you want, you can give. Okay. Define method, it's a own method, init method, right? You know. And you can pass self, then argument, arg, some argument you take. Okay. Then as self dot, okay, self dot, you can give any like somewhere message. Okay, somewhere message or argument, whatever. Message equal to arg, argument. Fine. Till now we don't have any problem. Okay. Now, so let's try. Then take variable v1 equal to something like this. Then try rise. Then what you are going to do, that Arjun exception. Okay. Given variable is empty. Okay. So what you will do after that, you can give any statement that you want, except, so we can do in this way also, don't worry, but just I am displaying here, except now Arjun exception, that is v1. Okay. Then print of v1 dot, then argument arg. Just execute one second. Now see, guys, Arjun exception, that's, I need to print error only, that error here, Arjun exception. Got my point? That error, given variable is empty, same like this, given variable is empty. Got my point? For only that purpose we are going to do this. Are you clear now how to raise our own exceptions? Exception name as a red color here. Are you clear? Only with the rise keyword. Same, we'll take one more example. Okay, so class new exception. So class new exception, you can take exception keyword there, then definition init. So rarely when requirement comes after approval from your top level management, you have to do this. You cannot write your own. Sorry, most experienced people can design this. So if project is very clear, okay, if you are in a good role in a project, then they will give you message equal to argument, take one more class, old exception, take one more exception here, exception, same, that is also init method, then self dot arg, then here self dot message equal to arg. So what I am writing here after, so first rise exception you need to give, okay, not in the middle of the program, in the starting of the program only we need to write it here. Okay, so what you are going to do, salary equal to our input, integer of input of enter the salary, enter the salary. So now whatever you are entering the salary, if salary equal to 20,000, okay, rise new exception, rise new exception, that is I am asking new exception. So consider new, or sorry, consider old employee. Okay, now one more I am writing, elif salary equal to 5,000, just for understanding purpose only this one. Okay, then rise old exception, or else you can write it interchange also, you can do that, not a problem. I want just to print out here, leave about what logic is written, how you need to print out, how you need to display your own user defined exception is important. Consider as a fresher, okay, else print of consider employee as contractor. This is the example. When I execute now, so somewhere I have, okay, self, not dot, okay, self comma arg. Okay, now I am passing here guys 1,000 my salary, some salary. So consider that employee as a contractor, only 20,000, 5,000, remaining people doesn't have any rise underscore error, okay, rise underscore or rise exceptions here. Okay, when I execute now, I am using 5,000. Which error you are getting now? Old exception considered as a fresher. Are you able to understand how you need to raise an exception, user defined exception, or not? Your interview skills will be, if you explain like this, then only they will take you as an employee. Don't expect that interview success is only exception handling types of it. This is important, how you write, or how you raise your own exceptions. Are you clear? Suppose type 20,000. What happened here now? Consider old employee, new exception. Are you clear or not? Everybody in the chat box. How to raise an exception? How to raise user defined exception? Type everybody in the chat box. Are you able to get simple man? Only class, any class exception name, passing some argument, just use raise keyword and using that statement. Clear?